The god of war is the only person in this world who is proficient in all four elements. One person can resist thousands of troops and horses, and also bears the responsibility of maintaining the subtle balance between the countries. When a god of war dies, his soul will be reborn in a new body in an eternal cycle. After the god of war broke out all kinds of abilities and beat the LHSD troops, a bald monk appeared in the light. He is the last Anang of Chizong. The story is close to the last episode. Anang, who was in a coma, was brought back to the village by the water tribe. It has been many years since he woke up. The LHSD has taken over most of the territory in the world. Their water tribe can only hide in the far south to survive. Many of the soldiers in the tribe died in the war, including his parents. At that time, 13-year-old brother Sokka was forced to be the leader of the LHSD. And Kayla is the last water tribe left in the southern water tribe. Not only did no one teach him how to swim, his brother didn't let him show up in public. Worried about being caught by the people of the LHSD, Kayla had to hide in an ice cave to train secretly. But how could he not be able to control his energy? Anang remembered the old teacher's teaching. After telling the trick to Kayla, the other party quickly controlled a water ball. It was in this village that the sound of the bell rang. There was a Fire Nation warship coming towards them. Everyone was confused about why the other party would come to such a remote area. The old priest in the tribe said that Anang was the identity of this generation of soldiers. The prince of the fire tribe, Azu, made a mistake at the military meeting, responsible for pursuing and arresting soldiers all over the world to stabilize the Fire Nation. When he and Sokka were about to kill each other after a one-on-one victory, Anang appeared to save Sokka. The two were fighting fiercely in the battle. But the soldiers of the water tribe were powerless to resist. The village was about to be burned down by them. Anang chose to save Sokka. He hoped that Azu would let the ordinary people of the water tribe go. It is said that not long after, Anang escaped from the cell and opened the mechanism on the stick to fly to the sky. He dodged the fireball of the fire tribe soldiers with his agile movement. He was not fortunate enough to be hit by a big fireball thrown by Azu. When Anang fell to the ice, Kara and Sokka suddenly appeared in the sky, riding his head. Azu still refused to give up. He threw a big fireball again. In a critical moment, Kara controlled the water to block the opponent's attack. This led the team to escape the pursuit of the fire tribe. Anang returned to the Nanki River Temple where he grew up. His former home had become a ruin. He came to the center of the temple and saw the corpse of his teacher. When he thought of his teaching, the energy in his body exploded uncontrollably. Both Kara and Sokka were blown to the edge of the cliff and bled to death. This is when Anang's mind reappeared in his master's last words. He decided to follow his master's last wish to become a zombie god. But how to learn to master the ability of a zombie god? Anang remembered that the Zuzi Island was only a few hours away from here. The last generation of the Chizong clan's zombie god, Zuzi, is the most fierce warrior. He is also the master of the so-called godlike status. Maybe there is something in his temple that can help him control his own power. Kara also found a scroll in his bag. He learned from the words of the old priest above that this scroll has been passed down from generation to generation among the tribes of the Chizong clan. He can start learning jade art from it. Previously, it was kept secret because the fire tribe was searching for a jade artist. If he was given this scroll, it would be too dangerous. Now he has entered a wider world. The identity of the Chizong clan will always accompany him. Anang buried his master and went to the Zuzi Island with his partners. He met a monkey that could fly and followed them. Anang gave it a name, Mao Mao. Not long after, they came across a statue of Zuzi on an island. As soon as they were about to enter, they were surrounded by a group of Hefu warriors. They accused them of breaking into the temple. Fortunately, Anang's zombie power triggered the struggle of the statue. Zuzi Island is currently living a life of seclusion. They don't want to get involved in the war. For the sake of Anang's zombie power, he was allowed to look at the notes left by Zuzi first, but he could only give Anang 48 hours. But all day long, he didn't find any information related to the status or ability of the godlike status. Anang just wanted to take the responsibility. But he couldn't come up with a way to save the world. How can we stop the fire tribe from hurting more people? Tara saw the experience of Juzi in the book. The other party was just a woman who wandered the streets. Later on, she became a maid of a rich family. She was kind-hearted and silent. No one thought she would become a zombie god. Anang really wanted to know how the other party could turn from an ordinary person into a zombie god who destroyed the army of a country alone. In that painting, it says that only justice can bring peace. But Anang said that she never thought of fighting and was also afraid of hurting others. Many years ago, she accidentally had the ability to almost kill 2 friends. Everyone looked at her with fear in their eyes. This is also the reason why she always wanted to be an ordinary person. Tara saw a description of Zuzi's ability to be a zombie god in the book. Every generation of zombie gods actually gathered the experience of their predecessors. As long as you learn to communicate with them in your heart, you can master the power of the zombie god. On the other side, Anang and Anang came to a port in the Fire Tribe. This is General Zhao's headquarters and also the source of local information. It would be better to find someone to inquire about the news here. But not long after, General Zhao discovered their identities. Although Anang found an excuse for Anang to look for food, it still caused the other party's suspicion. The next day, the two found General Zhao's warship at the port. It is said that someone saw a flying bull near Zuzi Island. They only understood that General Zhao had also discovered the zombie god. When Azu's warship arrived, General Zhao had already entered the village and had a fierce battle with the villagers of Zuzi Island. At this time, Anang was sitting in front of the statue of the Holy Land and communicating with the previous generations of zombie gods, Zuzi. Zuzi said that the abilities of each generation were not the same, but were created by different needs of the times. So she needed to find it on her own during the journey. When she learned that Anang had the idea of urgent escape responsibility, Zuzi suddenly got emotional and warned her that if she ran away, more people would be hurt. As a zombie god, it means that the responsibility should be higher than anything else. Even her life should be at stake. Zuzi showed some pictures of future tribes being slaughtered, which led to Anang having to become a powerful and ruthless warrior to save the world. The longer she ran away, not only could she not save the world, but she could not even save this island. Now the people on the island are in danger because of Anang. The number of soldiers in the Fire Nation is increasing. The islanders of Zuzi Island have fallen into the abyss. Zuzi knew that Anang wanted to know the abilities of the zombie god. What could she do with the power in her sword? Zuzi used Anang's power to become a zombie god again. She killed Azu with one blow and saved Kala. Then she landed in the middle of the village battlefield. She used 4 elements of energy to defeat the soldiers. General Zhao ran away with the remaining soldiers. After the light disappeared, Zuzi's figure became Anang again. She already realized that she was the one who led this disaster, but the village chief didn't blame her. He thought she showed hope to everyone. Anang learned from Zuzi that she had to go to the Holy Land of the zombie god to summon them. So their next target is the tribe of the Northern Water Tribe. She learned in the picture shown by Zuzi that there would be a tragedy coming. Only she can stop the tragedy from happening. When the zombie team set out for the north, General Zhao has sent the message back to the Fire Nation by letter. The Avatar has returned.